guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to check the iFlight Defender 16, a shrinked down version of the Defender 25. The Defender 16 is a 1.6-inch 2S Cinewhoop. It is built around the DJI O3 system, so it will enable you to capture high-quality 4K 60 frames per second stabilized footage. In addition to the Defender 16, iFlight just released the Defender 20 as well, a 2-inch 3S Cinewhoop, and the Defender 25, a 2.5-inch 4S Cinewhoop, is still available, and since the time I reviewed it, it has been updated, and now it is available with a GPS unit. All the Defenders are only available with the DJI O3 system, and they are available with multiple radio receiver options. In terms of packaging, the Defender 16 comes inside this case, which is useful for storing the drone and its accessories. As you can see inside, there is an extra piece of foam, as it is used for storing the Defender 20 as well. In addition to the Defender 16, you are getting a single 2S 900 mAh battery. This battery is proprietary for the Defender 16, so in case you are going to purchase the Defender 16 or 20, I do recommend to purchase some extra batteries. Charging the battery is done using the included battery charger, which again is proprietary for this battery. Powering the charger is done using this USB Type-C port. Any fast charger will do, but in case you need one, iFlight just released this pretty massive 100 watt gun charger and also this heavy duty USB Type-C cable. As for the other accessories, you're getting an extra set of HQ Prop Defender 16 propellers, in addition to a set which is pre-installed on the drone. These propellers are interestingly marked as 1809, even though the Defender 16 is marketed as a 1.6-inch drone. And you might be able to tell that one propeller is missing, as it got shattered in the middle of the flight. So I do recommend to get a couple of extra sets, because as you can see, things can go wrong and you don't want to get stuck with no propellers. You're also getting a Phillips screwdriver, a tool for removing the propellers, a hex key driver and some extra screws, some quick start guides, and a sheet of stickers. In terms of features and specs, the Defender 16 features 1002 14,000 kV motors, an F4 flight controller which you can access using a USB Type-C port on the back of the frame, and in order to save some weight, it features a naked version of the DJI O3 system. In addition, the Defender 16 features a quick release mechanism for the proprietary battery and a power switch. Similarly to DJI drones, in order to turn on the Defender 16, you need to short press this button and long press it for a couple of seconds, and in order to turn off the drone, you need to short press this button and then long press it again. As you can see, the battery features LEDs, and using this button you can also program the color of these LEDs. In order to do so, first turn on the drone, then press this button until it's going to change its color to white, and by short pressing this button you can change the color of the LED. Let me turn off the light so it's going to be a bit more clear, so you can see it's a pretty cool feature. Now, as you can see on the sides of the drone, there are LEDs which are nice for flying at nighttime, and you can switch between different colors by short pressing this button, which is located on the bottom side of the drone. As for the frame, which I'm pretty sure is going to be available separately, it's a molded plastic ducted frame. It has a wheelbase of 82 mm and it features a true X pattern. In terms of weight, without a battery, the Defender 16 weighs 79.3 grams, and including the 900 mAh 2S battery, which is currently the only available battery for the Defender 16, the total weight is 127 grams. In comparison, the Happy Model Mobula 8 HD and the Betaflight Power Pico are lighter, and here you can see these models side by side. As for the DJI O3 system, you can access the micro SD card slot and its USB Type-C port under this rubber cover. You will need, of course, to activate the O3 system in order to use it, and you'll also need to bind it with your DJI goggles. The bind button is located over here on the other side of the USB Type-C port, and since this is a naked version of the O3 system, I do not recommend to use a conductive material such as metal, so preferably you should press the bind button using plastic tweezers or, for example, a wooden or a plastic toothpick. As for setting up the drone, here you can see the default Betaflight settings. Most of the settings, including the PID tune, are pre-configured for you, and you should pay attention that in case you want to, you can set a switch to the VTX. By default, it is turned on all the time, but in case you want to, you can just set an auxiliary switch on your radio controller, and then the O3 system is only going to be turned on when this switch is going to be enabled. Now, as for charging the battery, the included battery charger has a maximum output power of 25 watts. In case you're going to use it along with a fast battery charger and reach the full potential of 25 watts, it's going to take about 20 minutes to charge the 900 mAh 2S battery, which is quite fast and maybe just a bit faster than the recommended speed for preserving the battery life. When the LED indicator on the battery charger becomes solid, it indicates that the battery is fully charged, and unfortunately the battery charger doesn't double act as a battery meter. It is unfortunate because, again, this is a proprietary battery, so you can't just use a regular battery meter, and the only way for you to tell whether the battery is fully charged or not is to power on the drone, and then this LED is going to tell you the battery level. Red indicates that the battery level is between 10 to 30%, yellow between 30 to 70%, and a solid green indicates that the battery level is between 70 to 100%. In addition, of course, you can check the battery level on your OSD or use your radio controller and monitor it using the telemetry page. Speaking about the radio controller, I've got the ExpressLRS version. This version comes with a new version of the iFlight Nano ExpressLRS 2.4 GHz radio receiver, and don't make the mistake that I did. Do not try to update it with the current iFlight official firmware, as if you do so, you are going to soft break the radio receiver. I was able to recover this radio receiver by flashing a do-it-yourself version, and I'm still not 100% sure that the radio receiver functions properly, as I got some warnings when I was flying more than 200 meters away from me. So again, in case you have the ExpressLRS version, just head over to the ExpressLRS configuration tab on your browser after entering Wi-Fi mode, and then you can enter your binding phrase in order to bind it with your ExpressLRS radio transmitter. Now, as you can see, the radio receiver is located over here inside the plastic frame. Opening up the frame gives us a glimpse of the internal components of the drone. If you would like to separate the two parts, you will need to disconnect the O3 unit from this connector and disconnect the USB Type-C connector from the flight controller. Pay attention that this USB Type-C port is a bit clumsy. It's not going to be an issue when the drone is assembled, but when it is disassembled, I don't recommend to mess around with it too much because I think that it can relatively easily break. Now, by the way, as you can see on the sides of the drone, there are special antennas for the DJI O3 system. These antennas are lighter than the antenna that comes with the DJI O3, and of course they are protected inside the frame of the drone. While I'm sure that these antennas are not going to provide you with the same range of the antenna that comes with the DJI O3 system, for the users of this small drone, I think that these antennas are sufficient. The next thing that I've done is to head outdoors and test the Defender 16. In terms of flight time using this battery, you can expect between 4 to 6 minutes, which is pretty good considering the size and weight of this drone. In comparison to the Mobula 8 and the Pavo Pico, the Defender 16 is better in terms of protecting the O3 unit, because as you can see, the O3 unit is pretty well protected inside the frame, whereas on these drones the O3 system is exposed. In comparison to the Defender 25, I think that these drones are not comparable, since the Defender 25 is much bigger, but in case you're debating which one is a better option, I think that the Defender 25 is better for flying outdoors, as it can handle heavy winds or relatively heavy winds, whereas the Defender 16 is more suitable to be flown indoors, and it can be flown outdoors in a calm day. So overall, as far as I can tell, and keep in mind that I do have a limited experience with this drone, the Defender 16 is a pretty stable platform for the DJI O3 unit, and it serves its purpose as a small-sized, protected digital drone that is capable of capturing high-quality video footage. The main downside, which can be also an upside depending on how you look at it, is the proprietary battery, and the big problem is that in case iFlight decide to discontinue this model, you're going to be stuck without any batteries. So again, in case you're going to buy this model, it is advisable to purchase a couple of extra batteries. Anyway, now I'm going to wrap up this video with some flight footage. And by the way, I would like to thank Nick Burns for helping me with the ExpressLRS radio receiver, which, as I've mentioned earlier, I accidentally bricked it. So don't be like me, wait for the official version, which I hope will be updated by iFlight soon. I wish you all happy flying, and I'll see you soon on my next videos. Goodbye.